Hello, folks. So, I'm going to be starting a series, I guess, on the original Kingdom Rush, because it's one of my favorite tower defense games of all time, probably. Um, and I've noticed previously that some of the walkthrough, levels, are outdated, so I figured, you know what, I might as well update them with some commentary about what's actually going on with the game. So this is the Steam version. We'll be playing on veteran difficulty because it'll be applicable to all levels of play. Let's get started with the first level. This is called Southport. Greetings, noble and heroic warrior. As general of His Majesty's forces, King Dennis requires your services. The inhabitants of the city of Southport have reported attacks by highwaymen and other roaming outlaws. You must take a battalion to Southport to bolster the city's defenses. Good luck, General. Alright. So, the objective here is to protect your lands from the enemy attacks, and you build defensive towers along the road to stop them. So you can see over here, we don't let the enemies go past this little blue marker, and we build towers to stop the enemies from moving along the map. So tower construction, build towers on strategic points to stop the enemy hordes from getting through. You can see it's pretty clearly outlined right there what you do. You can just click those points, and then you select the type of tower you want to build. And these are the four basic tower types: the Archer, which does fast physical damage; the Barracks, which brings out troops to block enemies; the Mage's Guild, which does slower magic damage; and the Artillery, which does very slow area of effect damage. So we can see this is the path that the enemies will follow. These are the strategic points it's telling us to build here, so let's do it. Build an Archer Tower, a Mage Tower, and a Barracks. Move these guys up. And when we mouse over this little icon, we can see the amount of enemies that are coming up in the next wave. And we can either click here, or we can click down here to start the battle. So let's do that. So here we can see these little guys are coming out, and we have some information about them, so let's see it. It's a new enemy. So Goblin, small evil humanoids with no outstanding abilities. They have low health and average speed. Alright, sounds pretty good. And we can just call this wave out right now, because our towers will presumably be finished dealing with the goblins by the time these ones get into range. See, the last goblin is dead. Now these ones are too. And we can probably call this wave out in the same manner. Now, we'll get a power, which is call reinforcements. You can summon troops to help you in the battlefield. Reinforcements are free, and you can call them every 10 seconds. So we can see the powers right here, and we can either call it by going down there and clicking on it, and then clicking where we want to place them, or we can just hit the 2 button on our keyboard, and that'll work just as well. Here we're getting an orc in the next wave and some goblins. And we can send that out early. What you want to be doing in the early levels especially is you just want to kind of place your reinforcements as they become available to you. They're very good for stopping enemies that are approaching, and that's about it. They deal good damage at the start as well. So here we have an orc. It's a tough savage with light armor. So it has light armor, and you can see it goes a little slower than the goblins do, which is something to keep in mind. So here, our towers are going to deal with this pretty effectively. We can start... oh, yes. So, armored enemies. Some enemies wear armor of different strengths that protects them against non-magical attacks. So the orc resists damage from the Archer Tower, the Barracks, and not shown here, the Artillery Towers. Yeah. I believe low armor gives this 30% less damage. So this tower will only deal 70% of its normal damage to the orcs. We want to keep sending out reinforcements as they become available, just to help stop these orcs, deal extra damage to them. And we can send out the next wave right now. The orcs might not be killed by the time these goblins reach the range of our towers, but it'll be close enough, I think. Hint, you can command your troops. So you can adjust your soldiers' rally point to make them defend a different area. Select the rally point control after you click on the barracks, and then you just put it where you want to move the soldiers. So we can see, like right here, I can move them down here, and move them over here. What you can't do is you can't move them outside the range, and you also can't move them inside the range, but off the path, which is nice. I'm building these towers just because, I guess. On this level, it kind of doesn't even matter what your towers are, honestly. They'll typically be enough as long as you're spending all your money to beat the enemies that are coming at you. Here we'll send out this next wave early. And we get a new special power, the Rain of Fire. So you blast your enemies with fire from the skies. Rain of Fire is best saved for an emergency or great opportunity, since it has a very long cooldown. Same thing, we can click down here, or we can press 1 on our keyboard, and we can place it anywhere along the path. And I think that we can't do it off the path, which is nice. So we're just gonna group a bunch of these goblins up, and then you can see the Rain of Fire is a pretty effective way of dealing with small grouped enemies. So that was the first level. Pretty simple. You can probably do whatever kind of setup you want. Yeah, but that's it.